I'm glad that I put on the right shoe with going to UCSD. So I really hope for money not to be an issue for the next generations to come. Okay, so once again, how did I get involved and so enthusiastic about talent search and continuing at UCSD with the TRiO program? Because I got a call slip. It was my freshman year that I was called to the counseling center to see if I was interested in the program. And to be honest, I still remember my first thought. What's my talent? I can't sing. I can dance, but what are they looking for? But I learned that it was not what they were looking for. It was what I was looking for, and what many other kids are searching for, and that's advice. So how can we contribute for more and more students to go to college? Hand out your own call slips and give beneficial advice, because your words can make a difference in a student's life, believe me. So thank you, TRiO, for making the difference in mine.
Thank you so much for your inspirational words. And we have a certificate of appreciation for you coming out and representing the SDSU Talent Search Program at our 3rd Annual Alliance Luncheon, presented this 30th day of April. Thank you. Congratulations on UCSD. She's a student here at San Diego State University in the McNair Scholars Program. Please welcome Ms. Tristany Wagner.
Good afternoon, everyone. Like they said, my name is Tristany Wagner, and I'm currently a graduating senior here at San Diego State University. So, to talk about the McNair Scholars Program, I wanted to make it into a creative, kind of lighthearted presentation. So, if you feel the urge to laugh, you can. If you don't, it's okay. My feelings a little bit hurt. So, Ms. Wagner goes to Santa Barbara, the adventures of a McNair Scholar in the quest of the Holy Grail, which is a graduate degree, because McNair Scholars is about getting, minority students to graduate school. See, Santa Barbara, for their open house, was possible. Before I even went, McNair Scholars helped me to make business cards. They prepared me with a list of questions to ask different people at the university. They educated me on the proper attire, which is like the attire I'm wearing now, which I was surprised that all the students there weren't wearing business attire. Some of them were in ripped jeans, and it was the school's first impression of them, and I knew that because of McNair Scholars. They introduced me to people who would help me get ready for it. They introduced me to Maureen Paolini, who helped me to make a portfolio. And I was the only student there with a portfolio, and by the end of the program, they knew my name, and the dean of the school had my portfolio in her office. And they taught me the proper etiquette for the situation. They told me to sit in the front of all the lectures that they had, and just to introduce myself to as many people as I could, and to give my business cards to as many people as I could. So what I learned during the trip, I learned to ask a lot of questions and to be conscientious of the questions that you ask. Being a person of minority, you have to highlight that, because there's not always students, especially in graduate school, that have that. So when I asked questions, I remember one of the questions I asked, I said, being a woman from 2 different cultures, what can your school do in this sector? And they were kind of caught off guard about that, but it was highlighting something about myself that was different from some of the other students there. And of course, always present yourself in a professional manner. Be as active a participant as you can, because again, it makes you stand out, shows how you're different from others. And those are things that the McNair Scholars Program helped me to do before I went on that visit. And they funded me to go on that visit, because otherwise I wouldn't have been able to make it out to Santa Barbara. And I made Tristany's top list of what I got out of being So number 10 is instant recognition. I've gone to different events. I went to a graduate school forum, and they would ask, what kind of researches have you done? What have you done in college? And when I say, oh, well, I'm in the McNair Scholars Program, I'm doing research, there's summer research programs, they're like, you're in McNair Scholars? You did the research? Oh, you're good. And I'm like, oh, okay. I didn't know that. When I joined McNair Scholars, I didn't know it was as well known as it is, but these programs are amazing, and people really do recognize it in my name. Number 9, you get a different class of friends. I'm not saying that my friends that I have outside of McNair Scholars, that they're not motivated, but because they are, but everyone in McNair Scholars has the goal to go to graduate school. And so just being surrounded by people like that, where that's everyone's goal, it's a different experience, and it really helps to motivate you. Number 8, having that group of friends that all want to go to graduate school and all have really high goals, it brings out the competitiveness inside me. I remember last semester, there was someone who, they came to the McNair Scholars office. I was sitting in there, because I'm in there all the time. I was sitting in there, and he was like, yeah, I just came back from a visit from some school that was out of state, and he was like, they already told me that I'm accepted, and all this, I need to take my GRE, and I'm like, dang, I'm getting ready for a visit, like I haven't even, got that far yet. And so I was like, it just helped to push me to, make that kind of impression when I went on my college visits. Number 7, it broadened my horizons. There, like I said, I went to a graduate school forum. There's other events that I've participated in, like this one, that I never would have gone to. I never would have got to experience, people that I never would have met if it wasn't for the McNair Scholars Program. Number 6, you get an office. Now this is if you want to make it an office. Veronica and Holly, they have offices in the GMCS building here, and I'm in there so much that it's kind of a joke around the office that I have an office in there, just because if I have time off in class, especially last semester, but I still do this semester, I would be in there working on my portfolio, making business cards, updating my CV, seeing what opportunities I could take advantage of, and just talking to them. And so it was a joke that we're going to get my name put on a placard on the outside of one of the offices. Financial security. McNair Scholars has helped me with my graduate school applications. I applied to numerous different schools, which I wouldn't have been able to do if it wasn't for the funding that McNair helped me with, paying for transcripts. Applications get waived when they find out that you're a McNair Scholar. Going on the visit to Santa Barbara, I went and visited Montana State University, and these are all things that I wouldn't have been able to do if it wasn't for McNair Scholars. 4 is networking. Like I said earlier, I've met people that I wouldn't have, and I've gained opportunities that I never would have if it wasn't for the McNair Scholars Program. Number 3 was a chance to conduct and present my research. I did research, the summer research program in the summer of 2009. My research title was The Negative Effect Invasive Plant Species Have on Native Plant Communities. I was the second McNair Scholar here at San Diego State to do research in the environmental field, and I then presented it at the UCSD Research Conference, and that wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for McNair Scholars. They funded me throughout the summer, and that has pushed me to some of the opportunities that I've gotten now. Number 2 is support, not only support of my peers, which there always is support of my peers, we're all really close, but of the people that are the head of the program. Both Veronica and Holly have been great motivators for me and have pushed me to really achieve all that I could. And number 1 is that you get out of it what you put into it. And so I could have joined McNair Scholars and just did the bare minimum. But like I said, I was in the office almost every day whenever I had free time, seeing what opportunities I can get, trying to push myself to do more. And that helped me with what I've got out of it now. And so for the next chapter of my life, through someone that I met through McNair Scholars, I was offered a job with U.S. Geological Survey, where I will be researching the eradication of aquatic invasive species, and it's a salaried job, and they'll also be taking care of my graduate school at Montana State University.